Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about the gift of today, the power of this moment. Every day we wake up, we're given a new slate, a fresh page, a chance to make our mark. But here's the truth, so many of us live our lives as if time is infinite, like there's always going to be another day, another hour, another chance. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking the life you dream of lies in recognizing that today, this very moment, is all we truly have? Let's make it count. The power of intentionality. Each day we are making choices, whether consciously or not. We choose how we show up in the world, how we respond to our circumstances, how we spend our time. Intentionality is the secret sauce to making sure that we don't let life slip by unnoticed. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what do I want this day to mean? Because here's the thing, we don't get to relive this day. So decide that you are going to take that next step toward your dream. Decide to make room for joy. Decide to make every moment reflect the life you are building. Gratitude as a driving force. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces on this earth. When you begin your day with gratitude, it shifts the entire course of your life. You start to notice all the little blessings, the opportunities disguised as challenges, and the beauty that exists even in the mundane. Take a moment right now, just close your eyes and think of 3 things you're grateful for. Feel that? That's the energy that will carry you through. When we appreciate the gift of each day, more gifts begin to unfold before us. Embracing growth through challenges. Life will always present us with challenges. It's part of the deal. But what if, instead of running from them, we embrace them? What if we started seeing our challenges as opportunities for growth? Because that's what they are. They're not meant to break us, they're here to stretch us, to make us stronger, wiser, more compassionate. Every time you face a challenge head on, you grow a little taller, stand a little prouder. And trust me, when you start to see those challenges as stepping stones instead of roadblocks, your whole life will transform. Your life's ripple effect. In closing, I want you to remember this: you hold the pen to your life story. Every single day is another chance to write a new chapter, to make a new choice, to be a little braver, to love a little harder, and to live a little fuller. You have everything you need inside you to make every day count. So what are you waiting for? Let's go out there and start making today matter. The power of intentionality begins with the understanding that every moment of our lives is a choice. We may not always control what happens to us, but we always have control over how we respond and how we move forward. Living with intention means you are no longer just a passenger in life, you become the driver. You decide where you're going, how fast you're moving, and which paths you'll take. Every single day is an opportunity to steer your life in the direction of your dreams, your goals, and your true purpose. But it requires more than just wishing or hoping. It requires a conscious decision to show up every day, fully engaged with your life. Think about it, how often do we go through the motions, waking up to the same routines, reacting to the same situations without ever stopping to ask ourselves, is this really how I want to live? We let habits, distractions, and other people's priorities take over, and before we know it, the day is over and nothing has truly changed. Intentionality is about breaking that cycle. It's about taking a pause and asking yourself, what am I really here for? What do I want my day, my week, my life to stand for? When you live intentionally, you align your actions with your purpose. It means not just going through the motions, but infusing meaning into everything you do. Whether it's how you approach your work, how you spend your time, or how you interact with others, intentionality brings a level of awareness and clarity that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary ones. You begin to realize that your time, your energy, and your focus are precious resources, and you treat them with the respect they deserve. Intentional living requires us to look inward, to understand our values, our passions, and our goals. It's not just about doing more, it's about doing the right things. It's about making choices that reflect who you truly are and who you want to become. And sometimes that means saying no. No to the distractions that pull you away from your vision. No to the tasks and responsibilities that don't serve your higher purpose. It means prioritizing your well-being, your growth, and your joy, even when it's not the easiest choice to make. And let's be honest, living with intention isn't always easy. It takes effort. It takes discipline. It takes a willingness to be present, to reflect on your actions, and to course correct when needed. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you live with intention, you create a life that feels deeply fulfilling because it's a life that you've actively shaped. You stop letting life happen to you and you start making life happen for you. It's in the small, everyday decisions where intentionality shines the brightest. It's choosing to spend time with the people who lift you up rather than those who drain you. It's dedicating an hour to work on your passion project instead of scrolling through social media. It's choosing to be kind, even when it's hard. It's making sure your actions are a reflection of your values. And this doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out every day. Intentional living is not about perfection, it's about awareness. It's about asking yourself at every turn, am I living in alignment with what truly matters to me? Even when you make mistakes or get off track, intentionality brings you back to center. It's your compass, your guiding star. What happens when we live without intention? We drift. We let life pull us in 1,000 directions without ever feeling grounded. We end up filling our days with things that don't truly satisfy us, and we wonder why we feel unfulfilled. Living without intention is like sailing without a destination. Sure, you may stay afloat, but you're not really going anywhere meaningful. On the other hand, when you live with intention, every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to your dreams. You start to feel a sense of purpose in everything you do. You find meaning in your work, in your relationships, in your day-to-day life. You start to live in a way that feels authentic to who you are, rather than chasing someone else's definition of success or happiness. Intentionality also has the power to unlock your potential. When you focus your time and energy on what truly matters to you, you start to see doors open, opportunities arise, and progress unfold in ways you never imagined. You become more effective, more aligned, and more at peace because you're no longer wasting your energy on things that don't matter. The power of intentionality lies in its ability to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's about living your life on purpose, not just by accident. When you wake up every day with the intention to live fully, to love deeply, and to pursue your passions fiercely, you create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. You begin to see that every day is a new chance to shape your destiny, to write your story, and to leave your mark on the world. And that, my friends, is what it truly means to make every day count. Gratitude is one of the most transformative forces in our lives. It has the power to shift our perspective, our mood, and even the direction of our days. When we live with gratitude, we begin to see life not as something happening to us, but as a gift unfolding for us. Every moment, every experience, whether joyful or challenging, becomes an opportunity to recognize and appreciate the abundance that surrounds us. And in doing so, we open the door for even more blessings to flow into our lives. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you when things go our way. It's about cultivating a mindset where we are always on the lookout for the good, even in the midst of hardship. It's easy to feel grateful when life is smooth, but the real magic of gratitude is when it becomes our driving force, especially during difficult times. When you can look at a challenge, a setback, or a disappointment and still find something to be thankful for, you're tapping into a well of strength that few realize they possess. Think about this: our lives are made up of millions of small moments, many of which pass by unnoticed. But gratitude asks us to pause, to take stock, and to recognize the beauty in the everyday. It's in the warmth of the sun on your face, the laughter of a loved one, or even the quiet stillness of a morning. These moments may seem insignificant at first glance, but when viewed through the lens of gratitude, they become powerful reminders of the richness of life. Gratitude invites us to slow down and appreciate what we might otherwise overlook, helping us see that even on the most ordinary days, there is something extraordinary. Living with gratitude doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect or avoiding difficult emotions. In fact, gratitude often shines brightest in the face of adversity. When life knocks you down, gratitude is what helps you stand back up. It gives you the resilience to look beyond the struggle and find the lesson, the growth, or the hidden blessing. It teaches us that even when we don't get what we want, we often get what we need. And that is something worth appreciating. Consider how gratitude can shift our entire outlook. When we focus on what we don't have, we live in a state of lack, always chasing after the next thing, never fully satisfied. But when we focus on what we do have, we move into a state of abundance. Suddenly, we realize that we are already rich in so many ways. Our relationships, our experiences, our health, and our opportunities are all sources of wealth. And the more we acknowledge these gifts, the more we attract into our lives. Gratitude is like a magnet for positivity. It pulls in more of what we focus on. Gratitude also deepens our connections with others. When we express gratitude toward the people in our lives, we strengthen our relationships. It's easy to take the people closest to us for granted, assuming they know how much we appreciate them. But taking the time to verbalize your gratitude, to tell someone what they mean to you or how their actions have impacted your life, creates a bond that goes beyond surface level interactions. Gratitude fosters empathy, understanding, and love. It helps us recognize the goodness in others, and in turn, we become more compassionate, more patient, and more willing to offer kindness. There's something incredibly humbling about gratitude as well. It reminds us that we are not self-made, that much of what we have and who we are is thanks to the contributions, support, and love of others. Whether it's the mentor who guided us, the friend who stood by us, or even the stranger who offered a kind word when we needed it, most gratitude connects us to a broader sense of community. It reminds us that we are part of something larger than ourselves, and that recognition creates a deep sense of belonging and responsibility. Gratitude also plays a powerful role in our mental and emotional well-being. Numerous studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly experience greater happiness, lower stress levels, and improved health. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, our brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which elevate our mood and help us feel more content. In this way, gratitude becomes a form of self-care. It's not just about acknowledging the good things in life, but about actively cultivating joy and peace within ourselves. Gratitude is a choice, a deliberate practice that, over time, rewires our brain to notice the good more easily. But let's be clear, gratitude is not a passive state of mind. It requires effort and intentionality. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to get caught up in the stress, the busyness, and the pressures of our responsibilities. But gratitude asks us to pause, to reflect, and to shift our focus. It's an active decision to turn our attention away from what's lacking or difficult, and instead to appreciate what is working, what is good, what is beautiful. It's a discipline that, when practiced consistently, transforms not just how we see the world, but how we experience it. And perhaps one of the greatest gifts of gratitude is that it teaches us to live in the present moment. So often, we're either stuck in the past, replaying old mistakes and regrets, or we're anxious about the future, worrying about what's to come. But gratitude brings us back to the here and now. It reminds us that this moment right here is enough, that we have everything we need to be content, fulfilled, and joyful right now in this very breath. When gratitude becomes the driving force in our lives, we stop waiting for some future moment to bring us happiness. We stop thinking, I'll be happy when I have more money, or I'll be happy when I get that promotion. Instead, we start finding happiness in what we already have, right where we are. Gratitude shifts the goalpost from some distant point on the horizon to the present moment. And in doing so, it unlocks the secret to true and lasting joy. Embracing growth through challenges is one of the most profound ways we can transform our lives. Challenges, whether they come in the form of personal struggles, professional setbacks, or unexpected life events, are inevitable. But it's how we choose to respond to these challenges that determines the trajectory of our growth. When we resist or avoid them, we miss out on the opportunity to evolve into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of ourselves. When we embrace challenges, however, we unlock our potential and discover depths of strength we didn't even know we had. Challenges are not designed to break us, they are designed to build us. They serve as life's way of pushing us beyond our comfort zones, stretching our limits, and forcing us to confront the parts of ourselves that need growth. It is in those moments of discomfort, when we are tested and pushed to the edge, that we find the greatest opportunities for transformation. Every challenge is an invitation to become better, to rise higher, and to learn more about ourselves and the world around us. When we face a challenge, our initial reaction is often fear or frustration. We might ask, why is this happening to me? Or what did I do to deserve this? It's natural to want to avoid discomfort or to wish for an easier path. But when we shift our perspective and begin to see challenges as a part of our growth journey, everything changes. Instead of feeling like life is working against us, we start to realize that life is working for us, guiding us to where we need to go, even if it doesn't always look the way we expected. Challenges are often the catalyst for some of our greatest growth. Think back to a time in your life when you faced a significant obstacle. At the moment, it might have felt overwhelming or even impossible to overcome. But now, with some distance and perspective, you can see how that experience shaped you. Perhaps it taught you patience, perseverance, or resilience. Maybe it pushed you to develop new skills or to rethink your approach to life. Whatever the case, you grew because of it. And that growth wouldn't have been possible without the challenge in the first place. One of the reasons challenges lead to growth is because they force us to confront our limitations. When everything is going smoothly, we don't often have the need to question our capabilities or stretch ourselves. But when we're faced with something difficult, we're pushed to dig deeper, to tap into inner resources we may not have realized were there. It's like lifting weights. You don't build muscle by lifting something easy. You build muscle by lifting something that challenges your strength, something that requires effort and endurance. The same is true for personal growth. Challenges are the weights we lift to build the muscles of our character, our resilience, and our wisdom. Another important aspect of embracing growth through challenges is learning to be adaptable. Life rarely goes according to plan, and challenges often come when we least expect them. But when we learn to adapt, we develop the flexibility needed to navigate life's uncertainties. Adaptability allows us to pivot when necessary, to adjust our expectations, and to find new ways forward. It teaches us that sometimes the path to success or fulfillment isn't a straight line. It's a winding road filled with detours and unexpected turns. And that's okay. The ability to adapt and flow with life's challenges is a key part of our growth. Challenges also teach us resilience, which is one of the most valuable qualities we can cultivate. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going even when the road is tough. It's not about avoiding failure or hardship, it's about learning to rise after we fall. Resilience isn't something we're born with, it's something we develop through experience. Every time we face a challenge and choose to persevere, we become more resilient. We become stronger in the face of future difficulties because we've learned that we can survive and even thrive despite the obstacles. There's also a profound lesson in patience that comes from embracing growth through challenges. In today's fast-paced world, we often expect instant results, instant solutions, and instant gratification. But growth doesn't work that way. Real growth takes time. It takes patience to allow the process to unfold, to sit with discomfort, and to trust that the struggle will lead to something better. Challenges teach us that some of the most important things in life can't be rushed. They require us to slow down, to be present, and to trust the timing of our journey. And let's not forget the importance of vulnerability in the growth process. When we face challenges, especially the ones that shake us to our core, we are often forced to confront parts of ourselves that we'd rather avoid. Our fears, insecurities, and weaknesses are brought to the surface. But in that vulnerability lies the potential for profound growth. When we allow ourselves to be open, to acknowledge our fears, and to face them head on, we gain a deeper understanding of who we are. We learn to be compassionate with ourselves and others, and we develop the courage to step into the unknown, knowing that even if we stumble, we are capable of getting back up. One of the most beautiful outcomes of embracing challenges is that it deepens our empathy. When we go through difficult times, we gain a better understanding of what others might be going through. We become more compassionate, more understanding, and more willing to support those around us. Our struggles connect us to others in a way that wouldn't be possible if life were always easy. Challenges break down the walls of isolation and create a sense of shared humanity. And in that shared humanity, we find the strength to grow, not just individually, but collectively. It's also important to recognize that not all growth is visible right away. Sometimes we go through challenges and it feels like nothing is changing. We might feel stuck or frustrated because we're not seeing immediate results. But just like a seed planted in the ground, growth often happens beneath the surface, out of sight. It takes time for roots to take hold, for foundations to be built. But when the time is right, that growth will manifest in ways we can see and feel. So even when it feels like progress is slow, trust that the growth is happening. Ultimately, embracing growth through challenges is about mindset. It's about choosing to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on our path. It's about recognizing that the most meaningful growth doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from pushing ourselves, from facing difficulty, and from rising above it. Challenges don't define us, they refine us. They strip away what is no longer serving us and reveal the strength, resilience, and potential that has been inside us all along. In the end, life's challenges are not just tests, they are opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to evolve, and to become more of who we are meant to be. When we embrace these challenges with an open heart and a willing spirit, we transform not just our circumstances, but ourselves. We step into a higher version of ourselves, one that is more courageous, more compassionate, and more capable than we ever thought possible. And it is through that transformation that we truly come to understand the power of growth through challenges. Your life's ripple effect is the impact you have on the world around you, and it's far more powerful than you might realize. Every thought, every action, every word you speak creates a ripple in energy that spreads outward, touching others in ways that may be seen or unseen, known or unknown. Much like a stone dropped into a still pond, the ripples move far beyond where they first touch the surface, extending into circles that seem endless. The way you live your life, the choices you make, and the way you treat others set off ripples that have the potential to reach people and places you may never even know. We often underestimate the significance of our daily interactions and the influence we have on others. Whether it's a kind gesture to a stranger, a word of encouragement to a friend, or the way we respond to adversity, our actions send out ripples that affect those around us. It's easy to think that small acts of kindness or love don't matter, but they do. In fact, they are often the most impactful because they are rooted in genuine care. The person you smiled at today may carry that warmth into their own interactions, passing it along to someone else, and so on. This is how our actions can multiply, spreading positivity, hope, and connection far beyond what we can see. The ripple effect of your life begins with self-awareness. How you show up in the world, your energy, your mindset, your attitude affects not just you, but everyone you encounter. If you approach life with positivity, compassion, and purpose, those qualities radiate outward. When you're kind to yourself and live with integrity, you inspire others to do the same. Your life becomes a beacon, a model of what is possible. On the other hand, if you carry negativity, resentment, or fear, those energies can also spread, influencing the way others feel and respond. This is why it's so important to be intentional about how we carry ourselves, recognizing that we are always contributing to the larger energy of the world, whether we are aware of it or not. Your words are one of the most powerful ways you create ripples. What you say to others can have a lasting impact, more lasting than you might ever realize. A simple "I believe in you" can ignite someone's confidence, fueling them to pursue a dream they might have otherwise abandoned. Conversely, a harsh or careless word can linger in someone's heart, discouraging them and diminishing their sense of self-worth. Our words carry weight, and they have the power to either lift people up or tear them down. The ripple effect of your words extends far beyond the moment they are spoken, influencing not just the person who hears them, but also the people they interact with afterward. And it's not just your words, but your actions that set off ripples too. Every choice you make is a reflection of your values and priorities, and those choices influence the people around you. Whether you choose to stand up for what is right, extend compassion to someone in need, or lead by example in your daily life, you are sending out ripples that can inspire others to act in similar ways. When you live with integrity, when you walk your talk, you create a ripple effect of authenticity that encourages others to do the same. They see in you what is possible, and it motivates them to align their own lives with their highest values. Your life's ripple effect extends far beyond your immediate circle of influence. The people you touch go on to touch others, creating a chain reaction of impact that can reach people you may never meet. The kindness you show today could inspire someone else to be kind tomorrow, and that kindness could travel across generations, cultures, and communities. It's a humbling and powerful realization that your actions, whether big or small, are part of something much larger than yourself. Your life's ripples are part of the collective energy of the world, contributing to either its upliftment or its downfall. The choice is yours. It's important to remember that the ripple effect of your life is not always immediate. Sometimes you may plant a seed in someone's heart, and you won't see the fruit of that seed for months, years, or even decades. You may never know the full extent of your impact, but that doesn't make it any less real. Every act of kindness, every effort to live with purpose, every moment of compassion contributes to the ripples you are sending out into the world. And while you may not always get to see the full outcome, trust that the energy you are putting out there is making a difference in ways both big and small. Your ripple effect also extends into the legacy you leave behind. The choices you make today, the way you live your life, will influence the stories people tell about you long after you're gone. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? How do you want to be remembered? These questions are powerful because they remind us that our lives are not just about the present moment, they are about the lasting impact we have on the world. Whether it's through your family, your community, your work, or your relationships, your legacy is being shaped every day through the ripples you create.